All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream. Live streams are going to be cranking up as the season is coming to an end. Lots to talk about in regards to who stays, who goes, and how this season has been, and Poch obviously imminent. But before all of that, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what? After every loss and L's, picking up L's are just part of our repertoire. Picking up L's is part of our daily lifestyle. Picking up L's is what we live for. We rock up every match day and we pick up L's. We rock up every match day and we just keep picking up L's after L's after L's. And you know what? Through all this time, we've been picking up L's and several L's, all the losses that we've conjured up since Frank Lampard has taken over, right? As an interim base. Honestly speaking, I've not seen a single journalist come out and critically talk about this particular brother. Not a single journalist has actually outlined what he is getting wrong as a manager. Everyone is out there trying to smash the players. And look, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, the players are culpable. I've said it, but they're not the only one that's culpable. I mean, you guys all saw yesterday's lineup. Frank Lampard, could have used this time, properly, to a better use. Could have used this time to give minutes to the future. And you saw the lineup: Azpilicueta, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher, Kai Havertz, and many more. Players like Chukwuemeka gets 10 minutes. And Frank Lampard, post-match, has the audacity to say, I'm here to look after my job. I'm here to look out for my job. He don't care about, honestly, I feel like he don't really care about Chelsea. Frank Lampard, I honestly feel, took this particular Chelsea job to ensure that he gets another role afterwards. The bad part for him is that he ain't getting another job after this. Not a single journalist, ladies and gentlemen, through all these L's, losses that we've picked up, and disaster classes after disaster classes after disaster classes, not a single journalist, your Matt Laws, your Simon Johnson, your Nizar Kinsella, your Liam Toomey, not a single journalist comes out and critically talks about Frank Lampard. Is it because he was a player? Is it because he was a Chelsea legend as a player? Is it because he's English? A lot of people saying he cannot be English because, Graham Potter was English. But do you know what? Even Graham Potter was being protected. Up until right at the end. Up until right at the end when he finally got the sack, that's when the news and everything broke. No one says anything about Frank's lineups. Not a single journalist says anything about Frank's lineups. Not a single journalist has anything to say about how Chukwuemeka is getting mistreated. Not a single journalist talks about how Mudryk, we bought him for 100 million and he doesn't get to start. Not a single journalist talks about how David Dutra Fofana, what's the plan? What's the plan around David Dutra Fofana? Why keep using Havertz? I find it strange, man. I find it quite mind-boggling. You best believe if this was a foreign manager, you best believe if this was, let's say, I don't know, Asari, if this was Maurizio Sarri, or if this was Antonio Conte, you best believe all these journalists would be logging on and will be non-stop typing away. And we would hear so many things. Yesterday, you saw an occasion where Enzo Fernandez broke through midfield and he looked up and there was not a single Chelsea player on site. And he was so upset, Enzo Fernandez, he just put his hand up. He's like, who am I going to pass to? Who is there to pass? And not a single person or a journalist reports on this matter. I feel sorry for players like Enzo Fernandez, man. I feel sorry. You know, we have these final few matches. You know, once we got the 40 points, once we ended up getting the 40 points against Bournemouth, I mean, did it really matter what else we did from there on in? Does it really matter? But the way we acted after reaching 40 points, you know, not giving some of these players the opportunity to play, it's strange. If Frank truly had the best interest of Chelsea Football Club, he'd set it up nicely for Poch. You think Poch is not sitting there and watching all of this? Poch is definitely watching all of this. Wouldn't it have been better had Frank played Chukwuemeka, Mudryk, David Datra Fofana, so Poch can have a look? Madueke got some game time, but then Madueke gets dropped yesterday. Why did Madueke get dropped yesterday? What was with that lineup? Have a look at City's lineup. City took the piss. City didn't care because the Premier League was wrapped up. They were the champions. They didn't care. But Frank went to the Etihad with the three at the back with Azpilicueta as wing back. Why? Why are you sabotaging the club, man? Why are you not using this opportunity right now to start rectifying the situation for next season? Now Poch is going to come in from 1st of July. Apparently that's the talk, from 1st of July. And he has to sit down and assess all these players. Do you know the level of work that is there cut out for Pochettino? Do you know the level of work that is cut out for Pochettino? Gallagher, exactly, Pritam, you're right. Gallagher is another one. I find it strange. This would have been a perfect opportunity to allow Pochettino to see some of these players, make an assessment. So come pre-season, he knows, yeah, I want this youngster, I want that youngster, I want that one, I don't want this one, I don't want that one. Now, everyone's a question mark. Everyone's a question mark. Why are we wasting time? Why is Frank wasting time, man? Frank Lampard's wasting our time, the fans. He's wasting the players' time. He's wasting the club's time. He's wasting everyone's time whilst picking up L's after L's after L's. Deepak is saying Frank is a fraud manager. He needs to look at himself in the mirror. Lampard is only here to get money. Potter is far better than Lampard. Honestly, had we all known as a fan base that this is what was going to transpire, I think we would all put our hand up and say to the owners, please just keep Potter. If this is the madness that you were going to do, then please keep Potter. Unbelievable. CFC DHIL, out of all the Todd Bowley mistakes, I knew it back then. Todd rehiring Frank Lampard as a caretaker manager was the worst thing he's done as owner of Chelsea. Now we move forward to Man United, and we're going to see these rubbish lineups again and again and again. And what are we going to learn? Nada. We're going to learn nada. Everything that you guys, some of you guys, I didn't buy into it, but some of you guys believed that we were going to get vibes and feel good factor. Even that we didn't get from Frank Lampard. I thought, if anything, Frank would use a lot of the youngsters. I thought, if anything, Frank would actually dispatch away all of these players that has not worked for us and actually play some of the young kids. We didn't even get that. We didn't even get that. Do you know what? If we lost with those kids, I couldn't care less. We're losing now anyway with the so-called experienced players. At least with those kids, we could have seen something. We could have all sort of felt that, you know what, yeah, there's something about that player. Now we can't even say that. We don't even know. Madueke was playing so good for the past few games. Why drop him? Why drop him? How are we meant to build Mudrik's confidence? How are we meant to build Mudrik's confidence? Does Frank realize Michaela Mudrik cost us 100 million euros, I think? Does Frank realize that this guy, he's got to work out for us? And do you know what? Mudrik's not even a bad player, you know. Mudrik, you can see the quality is there. The quality is there. But you need to give him the opportunity. You need to give him the game time to get sharper. Coming off the bench, getting 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's not gonna do anything. That's not gonna do anything. Pulisic comes off the bench. Ziyech sometimes comes off the bench. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a full game. Well, nearly a full game. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets nearly a full game. Why? He's going to AC Milan. We need him sold anyway. Kai Havertz. I don't know what magic spell Kai Havertz has on all of these managers, but these managers, they seem to have a short-term memory loss in regards to Kai Havertz. It's like they don't realize he's not a number 9. And yet they keep playing him and they keep playing him and they keep playing him. When you have a David Dutra Fofana in your team. It's a proper waste of, we're just wasting time. Not only this season has been a nightmare situation, not only this season has been so shambolic, now we have the luxury to waste time. We're just wasting time. The utter disrespect towards this season. Jerry Z, Ms. Lampard is really boiling my blood. He is very selfish and has no interest in the club. They are giving too much luxury to Lampard by not announcing Poch. It's mad. Do you know what? Every match day, it feels so flat. I can sense it in the live chat. I myself feel flat. I know all of you guys feel flat. I know in social media, everyone feels flat. Not a single person can get up to watch these matches anymore. It's so sad. It is so sad. Like, I get it. Graham Potter, during his time, it was bad. But Frank, wow. He sucked the living daylights out of us, man. Frank has gone to a different level of bad. To the point it's so disgusting to watch us. It is so disgusting to watch us. Sam Jovi, I think Lampard is still bitter about his previous sacking at Chelsea, even though it was different administration. It's mad, man. It's mad. Milo K. Havertz is the one that pisses me off on a daily basis. What at all is wrong with these people? I don't know why we keep seeing Havertz play. I really don't understand it. Is Bowley telling him to play the players that are going to be sold? I mean, it's not a good look if Bowley is telling these players to be played because they're going to get sold. They are putting on a bad exhibition. They're not helping their cause. In fact, they're slashing their price down. If anything, I don't want them to play. Keep it as a surprise. Then maybe other clubs might get excited to buy our players. Now clubs are looking at these players and going, do you know what? I don't know, I don't know. You saw the way Gallagher played yesterday. Tell me which club looks at Gallagher off the back of yesterday's performance and thinks, that's a fine acquisition in our midfield. There's a footage that's going around of Gallagher. Ruben Loftus-Cheek drives with the ball, passes it to Gallagher, and then Gallagher passes it behind Havertz in the final third. But this is the thing with Gallagher, isn't it? This is the thing with Gallagher. Some people are saying PYS tweet. We'll talk about the news some other day, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, not some other day. Later on tonight, I'll put up a video. There's some news about Mason Mount. Arsenal wanting Mason Mount because of his creative nature. Fair enough. There's some news about Romelu Lukaku wanting to stay at Inter Milan. I knew that from the beginning. I could see Romelu Lukaku doesn't want to leave Inter Milan, and he doesn't have to. I hope Pochettino, all of these rumors about Poch, and our owners and our board wanting to talk to Lukaku to see if we can resurrect his Chelsea career. Now stop. Just stop. He don't want to come back to Chelsea Football Club. It is clear. You can see it in the man's eyes. You can feel it in the man's heartbeat. When he talks, he don't want to come back to Chelsea Football Club. Let's not force him. This is what happened the last time. He never wanted to leave Inter Milan. We forced him to leave. He don't care about any unfinished business. Find a solution. Find another loan. Do the same loan again. Just do it. If Mason Mount don't want to stick around at Chelsea Football Club because we can't meet his demands, leave. I am not going to sit here and stand here begging for you guys. I'm not. Mason Mount wants to leave. If Mason cannot agree to our terms, leave. You want to go to Arsenal Football Club? Go for it, mate. Go for it. Happy days. Hope you do well there. I don't have time for these players, man, honestly. If they're going to whinge and they're going to whine and they're going to complain and this, that, the other, just leave, man. Just leave. I can't wait for Poch to come in and just get a hold of this club, man. This club is going south so rapidly. And Frank Lampard at the moment is just in the business of wasting time. At least Frank Lampard could have changed the scenario a little bit by utilizing some of the players that are going to be part of our future. But no. Frank loves Conor Gallagher. It's his new Mason Mount. Frank's new Mason Mount is Conor Gallagher. Top Dog RLG, thank you so much for the super chat. If we lose Mason Mount, then I hope we go all out for Maddison. As for Vlahovic, I can see him flopping hard in the Prem. We need to stay far away. Look, first of all, the Vlahovic stories are all false anyway. There's no way we're paying £80 million for Vlahovic. Someone commented very aptly on my last video. Literally few miles away is Fulham, who've got probably a better Serbian playing for them, Mitrovic. You might as well just get Mitrovic. It's such an apt point. I've got nothing against Vlahovic, but I'm doubtful. I'm very doubtful. And the amount of money? Are you mad? Mitrovic will probably be a lot cheaper. And Mitrovic is Premier League proven. Mitrovic is probably the kind of character we need. A bit of S-housery up front. In terms of Maddison, I don't mind Maddison, man. Maddison's all right player. If we can get him for a cheap, we need some sort of a creative player. But I'm worried about Maddison in the sense that he does pick up a lot of injuries. In recent times, he's been picking up injuries. I like Maddison. Maddison's a good player. Maddison could play behind a striker. Can score goals, can find assists. Under Pochettino, I think Maddison could be a very, very good player under Pochettino, you know. Much like the Eriksen kind of a player. I think Pochettino, when he was at Spurs, that Eriksen level of a player, I think that's something that Maddison could be. Mitrovic, better option and keep one of these kids and train them up. Absolutely. Mitrovic with Broja or David Dutra Fofana. Easy. Why hate Vlahovic? He had same goals per 90 as Osimhen last season. Where was his hype? I don't hate him, man. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate him. I just have doubts over him. Tell me, point 44, why do you like it? Like, what makes you think this situation is good? What makes you think Vlahovic will succeed in the Premier League and for Chelsea Football Club? What are some of his attributes that you like? Which players do you think can get the best out of Vlahovic? Like, tell me some of the reasonings. Like, then maybe we can bring it up in this live stream. Because I'm worried for the way these directors are running the club. Losing Mount plus Rice to Arsenal is not great. Ugarte looks good though. Colwell must stay. Look, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs about what is going on with Mount and Rice. All I know that this is the first proper season the new owners have had the chance to think about Rice. Previously, it was the previous regime. I don't know. Has Rice got something to do with Mount? Is Rice not looking to join Chelsea anymore because Mount is not looking to stay at Chelsea? Is it a coincidence that both Mount and Rice are looking to go to Arsenal Football Club? Are these two mates, they want to play together? Is this why we were linked initially? Because Mount is a Chelsea player and Rice is Mount's best friend? And now all of a sudden, both of them are going, the rumors are both of them are going towards Arsenal. Is that what's going on here? What are we meant to do? What are we meant to do with Mount? I can't even blame the new owners. What are we meant to do? Mount should have struck a deal with the previous owners. Why did Mount wait around for so long? Why didn't Mount talk about a new deal when Roman was around? What are we meant to do with Mount now? What's the new owners meant to do? What's the new board meant to do? Next season, Nkunku's coming as well. If you want to play a three-man midfield, you're going to have Enzo Fernandez. as one of the eights. That's what everyone wants. You're going to look for a defensive midfielder. And then don't forget Kante. And yeah, okay, Kante's injury prone, no problems. But there's only one game a week. So, and then if it's a 4-3-3, where do you play Nkunku? And as Valen's saying, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1, which I believe it probably will be. Where does Mount play then? Where does Mount play then? So what's Chelsea Football Club meant to do? Last I've heard was Mount does have an offer from Chelsea Football Club. Mount has an offer. It just doesn't meet his expectation. Well, if it don't meet your expectation, then leave. Leave. We've got a lot of restructuring to do next season. We've got a lot of restructuring to do. We don't have time. We do not have time for such shenanigans. Simple as. I'm just looking at Shubra's tweet in regards to Declan Rice, London first. I'll cover all of this in the news segment later tonight. The unanimous choice was Declan Rice, but things have happened behind the scenes that didn't go down very well with him and his family. Okay. So be it. Things didn't go down as expected. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. And yeah, Shubra, you're right. Another PR for Rice? Probably. No one wants to make Rice look bad. If this was any other player, potentially a foreign player, you best believe, then this level of PR does not happen. The level of PR for Mount and Declan Rice and Conor Gallagher and this is mad, man. It's quite amazing. It is quite amazing. Ryan T. Miz, how about our scouts go scout and spend 30 million or less per player that can become huge, stop dropping money and develop the gems? We were linked with Haaland and got Timo instead. Get the gems. Yeah. Time for the scouts to do their homework. Time for the scouts to do the homework. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. The way Chelsea fans are crying about Mount leaving is hilarious. We have Nkunku coming in. I've seen Hazard leave. Won't feel sad if Mount goes. Yeah. I mean, look, it's unfortunate. I don't mind Mason Mount sticking around. But we have to be very realistic as well. What we want to do with Mason Mount. Can we offer him the kind of money that he probably wants, which is more than 200K? Can we ensure that he will get regular game time? No, all of these things are an unknown. I'm sorry. And if some of these journalists are going to come out and protect these players because of that, well, I'm not willing to put the club under the bus for this matter. There's a lot of things that the clubs have got wrong this season, but I can't just be bashing them for every little bits and pieces. We don't have Europe next season. We've got financial fair play issues. And this is why I want to circle it back to how Frank Lampard's wasting time. In the midst of all of these issues, the one thing Frank Lampard could have done is given some of these young players an opportunity so that we could see what they can give us next season. And even that we're not getting. Utter shambles. Totally wasted time. And we're going to rock up against Man United and we're going to waste time even more. We're going to rock up against Newcastle and we're going to waste time even more. And that's how we will end our season, wasting time. And then Pochettino is going to come in and he's going to be asked to perform a miracle. He's going to be asked to assess these players. When we could have given all of these players some opportunities now. Because we have a manager at the moment who said, I have to look after my job. Velan, thank you so much for the super chat. We have Carney, Casady, and Santos. Yet fans are behaving like it's the end of the world with Mount leaving. Then we have fans crying, we don't use youth. Exactly. The Italian brother, Casady, he apparently had a monster game last night. Apparently had a sensational game against Brazil. Give these young players a chance. Give these young players a chance. Bro, Mount is not even that guy. Do people honestly think Mount is that guy, or is it because he's Chelsea Academy? People actually think he's that guy. People actually think he's that guy. I got people in my mentions in Twitter on a regular basis having a go at me, saying, "Oh, I'm being insidious about Mason Mount." People actually believe he's that guy. We don't see Man City linked with these popular demand players over the years. They do their scouting privately and buy the players that fit. They don't even need to spend so much on their purchases. I mean, look at what Man City did this season. Julian Alvarez, Akanji. Did anyone know about Julian Alvarez? We knew about Akanji, but there wasn't that much hype about Akanji. Cheap purchases. And look at Julian Alvarez. Look how fantastic he's world-class level, man. World-class level Julian Alvarez. Kingsley Tomb, thank you so much for the super chat. Frank is the worst manager to ever grace the game. Lucky Tucci is saying, Miz, read my chat, man. There's a lot of chat going on, man. It's hard to just read every single one, and I'm in a flow as well, so I'll try my level best, man. Just hang in there. If Mount is top player, should fight for his place with Nkunku and Zhao. I'm tired of the rice and beans playing together. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Balan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I'm happy he leaves. One less snitch to Jonah. Yeah, you best believe. Mason is one that is very close to the journalist. I've got no doubts about that. I've actually got no doubts about that. Last but not least, we're going to wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Let's get the likes up to 100 before we go. Take the moment right now to lift those likes up. We've got 60 likes, 40 more likes. We've got easily nearly 300 people live right now. Smash the like button. Get those likes up to 100. Hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation. Hope you guys have enjoyed this interaction. And we're going to do this on a regular basis as the season comes to an end and we're entering the transfer window. Conversations are going to heat up. Top Dog RLG, thank you so much for the super chat. For me, Lampard has ruined his legacy. I will only remember him as being the worst manager this club has ever had. Do you know what? A lot of people are saying this. Me personally, look, I still remember the player and I love him and adore him as as the player. But of course, there will be some sort of sour taste because of the managerial situation that he's created. Absolutely foul. Absolutely foul. A lot of hate for João Felix is getting is because they think Mount's replacement. Yeah, João Felix unnecessarily getting bashed because of Mason Mount. Because I'm worried how this Mount contract affects Lewa Kowa. Maybe he sees Buddy Shield and thinks about leaving. Do you know what? Lewa Kowa, he needs to be assured. He needs to be assured. There has to be a clear path. Lewa Kowa, we've seen it. He's top player. I'm not saying don't have any competition, have competition, but sometimes it doesn't need to, you don't need to have too much unnecessary competition there. Lewa Colwell, Buddy Shield, you've got Kukurea who can potentially play as LCB. There's got to be a clear plan there. Got no problems with having two players because if someone gets injured, then another one comes in, no problems. But let's not have all of this plethora of centre backs. No need for all of that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button before you go. Only another 27 more likes left. And I'll cover all of the news, the latest news in the news, the late night news segment later tonight about 9:30, 10 p.m. So do look out for that. Until then, see ya.